You gave me a picture of Gina, and you're right. See what you don't know. You can also bring it back. Something on paper also helps me pay attention. It's very important to bring some people. This is a routine mission. You have to be safe at all times. Gina nodded impatiently and said, I know. It's like remembering something. I still don't know what Gina came to me for in the first place. That's right. You said you had to get to know each other for a year or two. What do you want to talk about? D-Ra even stiffened, his face flushed. Panic doesn't know what to say. Then she was too shy to shout. Many things are not asked. Changing the scene at Liu Feng's office. Mina looked at the strange thing on the table curiously. Master, what are these things? Leisurely sitting on a chair. Slowly explain these things. This thing can change the world. It's called sulfur. We can change the rules of the world. He looked at the white thing next to him. Let's talk about what this is called. Rubber. Can accelerate change in the world. Mina looked surprised. In the aesthetic head, if it's sulfur. If there is a volcano, it will be easy to get it. I just don't know if the world has rubber. If there is no, must quickly modern ticket to get seeds here planted. Then he looked at Mina. Right question, why are you here? Mina replied anxiously that she saw when China first arrived. Face is not good worry to conflicting people. So come and have a look. If anything happens, I can protect you. That's very touching, the red face said. That's what Ra is. Mina saw that everything was done. Goodbye to the wind. If nothing happens, go to bed first. Mina just turned to walk away. There's a hand around your waist. The whole person. She fell into the vast bosom of Liu Feng. Mina was a little surprised and panicked. I heard the wind whispering in my ears. It has come. Sleep at your place tonight. The two of you are glued together in a soft atmosphere. Mina's face flushed as if she was about to bleed. Put your hand on your chest and push it out. But I made a date with Ellie to play my cards. Before I finished, Mina was saved. Mina said to wait, young master, Dante hurry. Then save the wind, push Mina down the chair. It's late at night. Two people doing things that make AI shy. The next morning in the Atlantic City. In that room. Soul's TI holding an ice cream sucking constantly facial satisfaction. Keep saying a lot. That's too sweet. It's great to eat ice cream in the hot summer. I stood beside him, looking at him happily and sighing. Bored face, not sad to say. To me, it seems a little difficult. I'm sure it's this hot. Who is not upset? So I took an ice cream and invited him. You can eat this too. This is what I made. Delicious food. I had an ice cream, but didn't forget this reminder. To T.I. Lady, do you remember your mission, Master Bella? I can't wait to see the face of the dreamer. Seems to have forgotten. Peace is more powerless. Look at her, so happy. I certainly don't remember anything. Two people, Uncle and Ellie, are discussing the work in the room. Then suddenly, it's coming in from the outside. Say Feng suddenly startled. I don't know what happened. Raise your head and ask. Ellie handles talent. I wonder what happened in such a hurry. When I ran in, there was a noise. Ellie looked where the noise was coming from. Blue face suddenly open mouth. On the earth's eyes is the bottom of the pale blue face. Two hands embrace the feet. Everybody's rolling back and forth on the ground. To cry out in pain. Big toe broke carpet without words. Do you have a copy of the Bible? Ellie also yelled eagerly to call the doctor quickly. All the white people on the floor. Here comes no life. But still say, young master, I am not Sao. Then they all lay on the ground without moving. Ellie shouted at me. Lie down for a while, to remember something. Hurry back as if nothing had happened, stand up. Hungry family. I have something important to discuss with you. Bella asked me to deliver. Save the envelope for an hour. Bella said. Where they've collected too many animals. Too many people. Want to ask the Atlantic City if we need people. Ellie is next door. A face full of 3 dots, often looking at the bottom, talking. So it's come back to life. I was thinking about asking immigrants. How many people? Even scratching his head is not clear. Probably about 1,000 people. I don't know specifically, he. Save the wind right here, radiant happy face. I received 1,000 animals. Find time to pick it up. I am so happy to say thank you. Next door, Ellie suddenly interrupted their conversation. We've missed the Atlantic before. Because of your steam engine. There's been a lot of work done by steam engines. More. Now, the Mascots facilities are very complete. There aren't that many job positions. To arrange for those keyer animals. More. If you don't feed them, they're too idle. On the contrary, there will be a lot of things. I felt that Ella's words made sense, so I hurriedly said. That's right. Then it's better to stop. When he saw Ella's worry, he rubbed his head. You tell 2 people. You don't have to worry about this. If I said yes. Of course, there is my plan. Go back to the table. Take the map and tell Ellie and I to look again. Liu Feng said, good fit. Let everyone know about my upcoming plans. Ellie doubted or watched the young master's actions. This is a map of the West. Ellie looked at the map. See the difference in this map. Compared to other maps. Ellie asked if there were many places that did not look like the young master. What are the beds up here? He explained that this is a highway. I'm going to take advantage of the highway to tie the entire bonsai together. This requires large human resources. Number 10. That's pretty good. Help me complete this plan. Ellie startled something. Fong continued. It's not that simple. Disordered demographic bonsai. City's layout is not reasonable. Use of national roads. I can have you reprogram it like this again. Take them quietly to where we want them. Based on the current state of the Atlantic. Analyze reasonable places in the plan. Missing GIA. Such a large building is not suitable. Onion Ocean currently does not have many carriages. Even if it is repaired. Nor how many people use it. Don't worry, Ellie, don't worry. I go to push a new kind of transport in the Atlantic City. Right today, free time, we can let people experience it together. Ellie doubt or new means. But not for long. Ellie's frightened cry came out loud and loud. Then Ellie fell to the ground. Next to it is a bicycle. Ellie was both crying and indifferent. I hate to lose 7. Contrary Mina's cycling, very good. She drove up to Ellie and opened her mouth to cheer Ellie up. Let's try. Ellie sees Mina, teasing her, screaming Mina. Then Ellie sees AI people also riding sports bikes. They even ran against each other and didn't dare to talk. Why is it that everyone can ask so quickly? The wind behind me is like lighting oil and fire. Ellie doesn't know how to ride a bike. To save the wind even teased me. Ellie did not die. Persistent mind climb. Watch again. Confident voice says, if anyone says that, I'll show it to the young master immediately. Keep your seat in the back. Help you keep your balance. Ellie panicked and said, Master. Save Feng explained, just like this bike. You have to learn how to balance. Someone just started helping you empty. They will learn faster. Ellie's face flushed with shame. They say I don't need it. Ellie stomped on the pedal. You don't sit down and you pedal. Her tail wagged behind her. Touch your face and make you blush. Ellie, sit down and don't get up. Ellie found herself pedaling happily, excited to say oa oa. It's moving. Ha ha ha, but Nicola. Mina and Apply stand dumbfounded face as the sun grows. Look at this scene. 3 people seem to be thinking the same thing. They pretend they don't know how to ride a bike. They seem to need help. It's amazing how this car has to go. Lei also wants help. After being tired, the 4 of them gathered together. Enjoy the ice cream. Everyone is happy too. Ellie said, it's a good thing. The tiger is a young man. Mina added that it was our young master. Ellie suddenly stood up. Asked in an excited voice. That's right, young master. The next SAO bicycle production. He shook his head and said, not yet. In front of my eyes, the steel of our Atlantic City is too heavy. Not suitable for bicycle production. At least wait for the cost of creating light alloy. Ellie sighed so sadly, SAO. Save the wind to say more. If you want to make a bicycle wheel, you have to wait for the car to find the rubber. In the form of Forbidden Mountains, the ostrich warriors under the command of Diza. Flying towards the volcano. Leather Goat commands people to pay attention to safety. Don't be too distracted. Be careful to act. Everyone in the back said yes. As you approach the volcano, you open up a loud sound. Dirai or dragon. Everyone around you is confused about this sound. What's the sound? What is it? A man looked over there. The goat turned its head and looked over. I can't believe my eyes. It's a magnificent city. Hanging in the sky. At the castle of the Atlantic. A suspicious voice or a young master. This thing can find ice that doesn't melt. Why is the weather so hot today? Who said Nanla? 4 people around the table. On the table is a blue iron box. Yu Fei stood on one side, happily laughing. Nicole, rest assured. Master Liu Feng's design. There will definitely be no problem. Uncle Feng also said later, I will know soon. The clock rings and the clock rings. Mina held the watch and said, it's been 3 hours. Open the box and call everyone back. Everyone watching. The freezer opened and everyone was curious and surprised. Mina said it really didn't melt. Ellie also said, finally, you don't need to eat once. You look so happy to praise Yu Fei. You wasted this time too hard. Yu Fei happily replied, he. It's actually all designed by Master Cho. I only did it at your request. Suddenly, I stopped noticing something. Yeah, there's one more thing. I suddenly remembered that there was something left unfinished. Master Liu Feng, I went before goodbye without leaving. I told you, you're flying out. Hold up your hands and wait a minute. Leave your doubts or ask the rest. How is she? Mina stood by her mouth and laughed. Maybe the problem is not solved. Afraid of the young man asking, what other difficulties do you think you have? Want to help her? Nanla in front of the freezer. He stared at her for a moment and then asked her. Master, I can use this in the bar. To open a stone shop. The weather is so hot. See it as a benefit to the people. The nun is worried about everyone like that. Then say rest assured. I told you Phi to do this, that's calculated. You can take this over there later. For craftsmen to make large quantities. Later, I'm going to teach you how to make some delicious simple stone dishes for sale. Nanla happily replied, yes, young master. On the streets of Atlantic City, the sun is shining down on you. The air is extremely hot. People walking down the street sweating. I'm tired and tired. Just like everyone else. Father and son on patrol. Every heavy step. You two complain to each other. You're dead until noon. What are we going to eat? The farmer replied that it was so hot that he didn't want to eat anything. Everything is hot to eat. You say that, but people still have to eat. Suddenly, I heard the sound of buying too. It's so cool. There are a lot of people in front of each other. AI people are also happy to talk to each other. The AI also holds an ice cream stick. The two mortals were surprised to see this. Too boisterous. Look what they're holding. Smoke in your mouth is not hot. A person holding ice cream. Manhua injecting Thiu world with two people. Not heard of Sao. This is the ice cream Master has just made. Eat a cool instant. Two can be purchased. Two people, the two people with eyes wide open, were also full of surprise. Ask what the ice is hot to do. Two will be so. After determining that this is true, two people ran into the store. If you slow down, it will be over. The two of you are in such a hurry. Run into the store. The two lion sisters go out to the store. In a very relaxed state. Talk to each other. Ellie said, I can't believe the castle can eat ice. I ate ice cream and said it was my first time. It is really bad for you to save the land. Ellie finished eating in her head, a little suspicious. Why does it taste different from eating the castle? Ellie didn't think much either. Hurry up and take your sister to visit again. I have to go and eat, and there are many places to go. Era was pulled and startled. I'm about to fall. In another corner, two men standing together. His face is jealous. Talk to each other. Some people say they can buy one. But many still have words. Others said if there was a way to earn money, it would be good. When I heard this guy say that, a passerby was upset. He spoke so softly. That's the master's technique. Someone from behind spoke to the two men. I just want to share a little. With our traders. It's not easy. I have a plan. I don't know if you're interested. 3 days later, at the Atlantic City office. Nicola and Ellie are reporting. The business of the West. Ocean these days. Nicolin says teen. The combined price of the big supermarket today has been There's a weird place I want to report. This place is displayed. The price of honey has increased 5 times today. The price is higher than meat. Give me your hand and let me see. Ellie doubt or give an opinion. Is it for recent reasons? Can we start selling ice cream? Too much honey. She shook her head and told me to take a look. Although there is influence, but it's absolutely impossible to raise that price. Ellie said that again, by a little in a short time. I can't use honey. Save the document. Say, there's no supply of honey, there can be no problem. Ellie or young master. Say Feng explained, we're in the food-rich castle. No need to deliberately add sugar. But most people. I need this cheap honey. To replace sugar. It provides sweetness. It is also the best consolation. After labor tired. A lot of high-heat foods. They all need honey. If you keep raising the price like that, some of our plans will be delayed. Prices in the city can also be damaged. Say that in your mind. But honey sugar for ice cream. Only in the normal VI range. Why SAO suddenly increased the benefits like that? Suddenly, someone knocked on the door from outside. Liu Feng's subordinates came to the notice. The young man is looking for you. I want to talk to you about your troubles. Surprised. Oh, for an hour. In the Atlantic City, in the owner's living room, a man is sitting at the table. Face drill tie confident. Save the wind. He greeted the master. I finally met you. Save the wind. Sit down in front of him. No need to celebrate. You came to help me out. I'm in trouble. He said arrogantly. If the boss asked me that, I would say it directly. I've come to give you honey. Moreover, I guarantee it's cheaper than you were 3 days ago. Close your eyes and ask interesting questions. What do you want? The man smirked his sinister face. The tiger is the one who does the big thing. I really have what I want. He said my true intentions. I'd like to have your summer ice cream. Of course, I know it's just a little honey. Can't exchange Kier's precious method. So I agree. Pay another 1,000 gold as a gift to the temple. He held a glass of wine and said, If I refuse, why? The guy just laughed. The voice was threatening. I'm afraid for a long time to come. The price of honey won't go down. Not good. The price of other things is involved. Put a glass of wine on the table. Angry expression, cold eyes, you are bullying me. The guy laughed with a winning voice. Lord, I have come to discuss with you. Tay replied, I'm not interested. He listened to the wind. I left before I could forget to say. I live in the Atlantic City. You are welcome to say goodbye at any time. To become a master. Ellie saw he was gone. His eyes filled with anger, and he said, This guy is too hateful. Let's send him directly. Still calmly replied without hurry. I have a way of doing something new. Until then, he will lower the price. When he finished, he smiled. Prepare for a new plan. In the Atlantic City, in the farming grounds outside the city, there's a whole sugarcane field. The sugarcane plants grow extremely well. People are harvesting sugarcane. Adventurers walk in the middle of the field. Look around. People ask me what these things are. Why is it so strange? Smiling, these are sugarcane trees. At the beginning of spring, I plan to plant here. Touch the cane trunk in the American head. But it's only been 2 to 3 months. That was so big, Sao. Maybe this is a special place for heterosexuality. People in the back are curious to touch the tree. But their idea is that it's too hard. Save a few sugarcane trees. Take off the shell. Give it to everyone. You can try it. But don't swallow it. The people holding the cane are suspicious. I asked him if he could eat it. Mina picked up the cane and bit it in her mouth. A stream of fresh water from sugarcane flows raw. Mina's eyes glowed so sweet. Ellie just finished eating and asked the young master. This is the cause of Sao sugarcane photo. They say eating directly is a cause. I'm primarily going to make sugarcane. Ellie curious surprised face. How is sugarcane sugar different from honey sugar? I asked Ellie. Ellie went out to buy ice cream. Do you feel the taste that Nicole does? Ellie figured out the reason for the ice cream the other day. That's what I say about compassion. It's not like that. Save the Wind explained more. That's because we've used processed sugarcane to make it. Ellie is amazing. I can't believe looking at the cane in my hand. Who uses these things to make white? Mina Eflay. Go back and call to people. But see the scene in front of you. Also run out of words. Mina is cutting sugarcane fast and fast. Eflay put a bunch of sugarcane in his mouth. When I saw that people didn't stop, I said, Mina, put the knife down. We've got to go. Mina is passionately packing sugarcane, eyes as bright as Sao. Turn around and ask what the neighborhood is doing. Fabrication of airflow. F lay hold of the sugarcane. Can I bring you? I was helpless to say, take it away. At the road construction ward, a puff of smoke coming out of the chimney below. The hammer thundered and thundered. Save the title Theo for everyone. The road works. Basic. It's actually very simple to make sugar. The first, you have to squeeze all the water that contains sugar out of the plant. Then filter out the impurities inside. Then start cooking. Let's thicken. After the final stage, there's going to be blocks like this. Mina and Flay are so surprised their eyes light up, oh ha ha. On the table are sugar trays that have come out. Each piece of sugar is cut. It's the brown color of honey. It smells good. It must be delicious. Ellie, or this, is not white line Sao. Because the road in the city is white. Here's brown sugar. Save the wind and touch the new sugar tray. With the technique in front of you, high-quality white sugar doesn't make it. Brown sugar is enough. Ellie looked at the bars as if remembering something. It's a little bit like making salt. There is no need for mineral salts or location restrictions. There is a place where it can be planted. Then she turned to the young master for help. I suggest raising the security level. Virgin self-made sugar. Absolutely not let people learn. Just like that, if we deal with the outside world later, it will also become an important part of our lives. That makes sense, so just do it. Ellie covered her mouth with a shirt and laughed. Wait this way to the market. I also see how the traders are happy. Let's call everyone out. Back, there's a lot to do. Everyone shouted, yes, master. Then everyone goes back to the capital. 2 days later, everyone was full. At the prices of foods. AI is also talking excitedly. Some people say honey is still so high. Others complain that you can't. A cake that sold for $5 before is not $1. A person buying a cake shouted, "Why does everything increase like this?" The seller explained, "You don't know why the price of sugar goes up. How big the buyers are. Your cake is made of honey sugar." The seller replied, "No, because my son wants to eat sugar." Business people do bad things, pushing the price of the road, standing happily watching the whole chaos. I can't believe it. He became the leader of the great peak. Because the honey goes up. That there's no way. When he finished, he flattered the man next to him. "You are so good. Dare to negotiate directly with the owner." Those who are praised speak too highly of themselves. Just next, we keep raising the price of honey. The owner will think of a way and conditions with us. Until then, the ice cream we're going to get. Everybody heard that, laughing. "Ha ha ha, we are assured of your words." Suddenly, there was an announcement from the distance. "Sold sugar. Shoe direct street shop owner, very cheap." The merchant was surprised to hear that. At the owner's shop, lots of people are lining up to buy. Some people look at the brown. This is the first sugar he's seen. I asked if this is the way. The guy in the back slammed him and yelled at you, "You idiot." Of course, it's the master's new invention. Sell me a block. Someone else just bought a bite. It's so sweet. It's really the road. You hear that, the others are fluttering. I want to buy a block. IBecameTheLord, the store staff make an announcement. Don't fight. Each person can only buy a maximum of 3 blocks. Everyone has it. To see this scene, the leader is not out of the holy exile. This storm is so bad. Can make sugar. The people in the back asked anxiously. We have to do this. The leader is comfortable. The price of honey is reduced. The name still doesn't understand. This is why we raised the price before. The leader looked at these idiots and said, if not, why? Honey sugar couldn't intimidate him. Until then, only you 7. Listen to these words. Everyone is angry and yelling obnoxiously. Then quickly adjust the price. The leader in the head of American character. It's so bad. It is enough to satisfy the Lord's request. And then he grinned and walked away. At Yufai's house, Yufai's father just came home and shouted Yufai. Father came home. Father Yufei walked into the house. Newspaper handle. Announce news about exile for girls. I hear you. Today, the Lord did a great job outside the city. Yufai in the pen writing. Thinking about work. This didn't work. There was a problem before. Africa is messing with her whole head. Your father kept talking to you. About a time ago. You don't have to make ice. It is good to be on the road now. The first time I saw anything other than honey. I don't know if there are engineers in my head. He spoke for a moment without seeing what his daughter said. Come closer and ask why you're not talking. Africa can't take it anymore. He pushed his father out as if crying, don't make noise. The father only scratches his head. I wonder if my daughter is angry. It was weird before. It's not that I like to hear the news. Master, Sao. I went to bed with the book he gave me. Why is it today? The woman's face flushed with smoke and said to him, aha. Don't talk anymore. He sighed sadly. Meet his daughter. Okay, no more talking. The 2 girls are grown. The thought is also strange. Yu-Fi shouted father. In the craft ward of Yu-Fi house, sitting in front of the material, his face wrinkled with thought. It is too difficult for Kim to save the master. I finally have to do something. I was thinking about what the guy said the other day. Want to build a fortress that soars into the sky. We need alloy that's light enough to be strong enough. Yu-Fei holds a mineral mine to ponder. I say that, but if I make it light enough. But if you make raw light enough, it's very brittle. Africa holds another mine. If the hardness will become very heavy. I've done all the ways I can coordinate. Then Yu-Fi pull chair out. Sit at the table. Continue to study the book of the Lord. Or negotiate with Master Liu Feng. The Lord may be. I'll figure out how to deal with myself. But he remembered the waiting smile of Master Liu Feng. I couldn't shake my head that day. Africa thought I did. Out alloy harder or lighter needle. There must be some mineral that I missed. Yu-Fi against Chin, thinking about the missing mineral ginger stones. In the evening at Yu-Fi's house, father's door was opened. He pulled his scared face inside. Go to your bed. Carrying the box on my bed. Then close your eyes and close your nose and run outside. I'm sorry in my heart, father. At the heated Yufan forge. Two metal mixtures together. In my mind, this mineral. I only saw my father. You said this mineral is very hard. Just when I picked it up. Feel the amount is also very light. It also means that you just need to mix in the asbestos. It's adhesive and flexible. A little more of this and a little more of that. This can also be added. I worked all night in the oven. Until the next morning. Even the fat man's face is full of sweat. Yu-Fi's two hands up. Happy, happy face. The excited voice finally worked. Outside, the father watched his daughter dance excitedly in the room. All night without rest. Worried about asking Africa? I stay up at night so bad. Where is the health? He opened his box raw, he exclaimed in surprise. When I saw you, I greeted you good morning. Suddenly, a father's voice boomed. My treasure. Father Uchi held his head and cried. In the capital city of the Atlantic, he looked at Kim on the table laughing. Then something like that happens. Father Luffy was helpless and said angrily, "This head didn't tell me before. Take it yourself and use it without knowing how to keep it." The nun is a little afraid to ask, so Ayakan probably won't. Father Yu-Fei, waving his helpless hand, said, "You can go out and find me awake and go to sleep. I have no way with her." In your head is the African scene. Everyone remains the same. Sleeping on the banquet floor knows everything in a hurry. Sorry. Sorry, Ia-kun. I'm sorry about that. Father Yu-Fi hurriedly expelled Tay. It's not like Master Feng is welcome. It says treasure. It's just normal minerals. Of the kingdom of Ali. Just a few years out of the Olive Kingdom. I always carry it with me as a lingering nostalgia. But think again is made into something useful. That's where the minerals should belong. Not SAO. Save the composite organ white needle lit up in the aesthetic head. Then Ra is the mineral of olive water. He looked forward to seeing the wind. Ask the Lord. Look at this, Kim. Have you reached the level you want? The first thing I can say is weight. The weight of the iron is 781 gram. It's 387 grams of alloy. Twice as light. Mr. Iyakin picked up the needle.